So I'm 4 miles into the start of my ride today. I'm heading towards Adlington. From Adlington up into Bollington. A couple of really steep climbs out of Bollington up onto the Cat and Fiddle Road. Heading up the Cat and Fiddle Road towards the Cat and Fiddle Inn. Turn off onto Buxton Old Road. Down through Macclesfield Forest, which is the main highlight of today. I wanted to see all the autumnal colours. Also check on the water levels on the 3 reservoirs. Well, there's 4, but 3 that I can see from the roadside. Into Macclesfield. Stop for a hot chocolate or mocha. And from there, the idea is to go towards Jodrell Bank. But if time's pushing on by that point, I can take a different route that's quicker home. I mean, if I get 40 miles in today, I'll be happy. Whoa! What the fuck? Nearly knocked me off my bike. You pushed me into the curb and I nearly came off my bike.
Are you okay? I'm really...
Yeah, just shook up.
Are you okay? Can I do
Yeah. Well, what can you do other than you've got to watch what you're doing on the road where there's cyclists? I've got bike lights on. I've got cameras on.
My fault. I am
So, I don't know what to say, honestly. You could see me. I've got the right of way. You're turning onto this road. I'm a driver too. Well, saying that to me means nothing. If I was knocked off, that don't mean anything to me. What a tool. This is what you've got to put up with, people. Stupid people like that. Yeah, I know, you're right. Makes no difference. Just stopped to have a bit of a drink, snack, regathered myself after that incident with that silly driver. Just don't understand it. She had no excuses or reasons for her poor driving. Like I said to her during that interaction, I don't know what to say to you. I'm on the major road and she's turning onto it. And she's come that close, she's pushing me towards the curb. Doesn't fill me with any confidence whatsoever because she really didn't have a clue. At least she stopped. That's one thing. And she owned up. Anyway, I'm going to try and get on with and enjoy the rest of this ride. Hopefully no more incidents. I've got bright clothing on. I've got front and back light. I've actually got a light on the back of my helmet. I might put that on soon. I see you when it's a bit more interesting. So, I've done my first climb of the day on Climb Pro in Adlington. And now, in between Adlington and Bollington, not too far. Then we've got two big climbs. First one is on Windmill Lane, but the climb literally starts from the main road. I'd say it's got to be 2 miles long. Then after that, cross over Herdsfield Road and go on Bull Hill Lane, I think it is, and that goes all the way up to the Cat and Fiddle. And then instead of going down into Mac, I'm going up the Cat on the way to the Macclesfield Forest. I've got my neck warmer on, helmet liner, gloves. I always wear gloves anyway, regardless of the weather. I'd rather it be the gloves that hit the floor first instead of my hand. I've gone with a slightly thicker cycling sock. I can't say my feet are warm, but they're alright. It's only a matter of time now, matter of weeks, until my battery operated heated socks are utilised for the first time since last winter. Could have put them on today. If I did, if I had put them on, I probably only would have had them on in eco mode. Lowest setting, which I think still heats your feet over 40 degrees C. The battery life on them are really good actually. I mean, there has been a winter ride when I've been out for 4 hours and had them on the highest heat where I think they did run out almost home. I didn't notice because you sort of still had the residual heat. And they're quite a thick sock in the first place, even without the heating element. Has a small little battery pack that goes into the top of each sock, and it has like a little pocket at the top with a button to clasp. I'm guessing each battery might weigh about 50 grams, but trust me, what's 100 grams in the winter when it comes between having stone cold feet and comfortable feet. The way I look at it, you don't chase PBs or KOMs in the winter. You're just getting out, enjoying the fresh air, a bit of exercise, and maintaining whatever fitness you've managed to gain spring, summer and autumn, and keep it ticking over till spring. So I'll see you at the start of this climb, it's not far from me. What a lovely tower. So that Bull Hill Lane, what Climb Pro has done is incorporated this climb here into the overall climb. Even though it's a downhill section, I've got to cross a major road, it's included it together as one big climb. So I've got 2.62 miles on Climb Pro, and then when I reach the Cat and Fiddle Road, I'm going up. So I'm probably for a good couple of miles. So I'd say 4.5, 5 mile uphill, and then a lot of descending before I go into Macclesfield and get a drink, bite to eat. The sun's threatening to come through, but I doubt it. Don't think there's any rain forecasted. For the Peak District, it's reasonably still, and that's always a bonus on a bike. But that's not to say when I get on the Cat and Fiddle Road, where you're very exposed, that might be a completely different case. So we'll have to see. That is some view. Manchester City Centre, Manchester Airport, Alder the Edge, Macclesfield. Even better in the summer on a clear day, or any clear day. In fact, what a lot of people don't realise, in the winter, if you have a clear day, you can see much further than you can in the summer on a clear day. Less heat waves and hot air to look through, less refraction of light. Going down little steep sections like this, I wish I was on the Specialised, because one of the major negatives of this bike is that in their wisdom they put the cable actuated Tiagra brakes on, which is annoying because you can get hydraulic Tiagra, so Ribble with the cost cutting on what was at the time a £3 bike. Right, here we go, we're turning right here. Lost momentum there. And it's a long climb, this. Quite steep in sections, but it goes on and on. It's much longer, for instance, than Pim's Chair, but not as steep. But I found with this climb, the best thing to do is to just take your time. It starts at the beginning, 12, up to 15%. I'm doing 16% right now. Excuse me. And as you can see, it's a long climb. Still 13%. And this X35 mower, at these speeds, the power delivery just tails off to next to nothing. This motor prefers to be at higher speeds and higher cadences. Further on up the climb, it's still going up. We're 1,200 feet up. We've got nearly 500 feet of this climb to go. Excuse me. Hiccups. So, it levels off. I don't think it goes down now. I can see it has a yellow section, a little bit of green. Then it shoots right back up. Nah, it don't go downhill. In fact, that's still uphill slightly. But let's have a look. See what Climb Pro says. We're on 3%. For a tiny bit. 4%, 5. Levels off again. To 5%. Down to 2. So, you get a little bit of respite, catch your breath. We're nearly finished, and we've got the one last push. Here we go. What's this? Back up to 11, 12. Bike batteries dropped to 50%. Let's pull in before we turn and go up the Handforth Road. Bull Hill Lane. You can see Macclesfield down there. I keep saying this when I come up to these climbs, but this camera's got a wide angle lens, so it can't pick up what I can see in the distance, but Manchester city centre's there, Manchester Airport is there, near where I live, all to the edges, them hills there, them trees, and that's the Cat and Fiddle Road, and I'm going to go up that for a few miles, then up Old Buxton Road, and then down. Bit of a fast downhill section when I turn you back on, and a bit more climbing before you go down Macclesfield Forest. Still going up the Cat and Fiddle Road. Sun's popped out, woohoo! Actually feel a little bit warm. Really enjoy where you see the little tiny patches of sunlight hitting the hills, like that one in the distance. So nice. I think Climb Pro's still counting this as a yep, because it shoots up now. I don't know if this is my last Climb Pro. I mean, obviously it's never going to be your last climb of the day, but obviously Climb Pro, they're your more significant climbs on your ride, on your route. I think this is my third of the day, might be my last one. Go. And this one shoots up a bit. Let's get up here. Come on. Had a ladybug hitching a ride on my arm. Going up a hill, I don't need your extra weight. Obviously that's a joke. It's a bit of a steep one, this. It is, considering I've been going uphill for 4.5 miles. So I stopped earlier and I had a gel. I've got one more. And a protein bar. times, you'd be burning off more energy on the cycle, your body just keeping warm. You've still got electrolytes. They're not just for the summer either. So, I'm going to check how many feet I've climbed, how many miles in, how much battery power, and switch on the range extender, aka the power bank trickle charger. False summit. What? 1412 elevation. Highest I've been on the Peak District Road is Home Moss, 1,755 feet. Next year, I'm going to raise that by another 1,000 feet and go to Great Dunfell. Hopefully on a different bike, on a new bike. Next year would be my 4th summer on this bike. And don't get me wrong, some of the adventures I've had on it, but it's lacking on power in Peak District hills. It's alright on little kickers like this. Going up long hill, which is like 5-6% for 5 miles, I can build up to 14-15 miles an hour. And the motor works fantastically. Even on sport, I've put it on sport if I've not got a headwind, cruised along at 14-15 miles an hour uphill for 5 miles, and at that point you think, why would you need anything else? As soon as the incline goes over 10%, that 40 Newton metre of torque, I'd say you're probably not even getting half. It just really struggles with steep inclines, and I don't think it's the incline per se, it's the speed that you're going as well. That sort of motor needs to spin up quicker. Anyway, we've done 16.5 miles in just over an hour and 15. I've got 27.7 to go. I've climbed 1,565 feet. Right, quick battery check via the app, which should, no, it's not open. Might not load up if I've not got a signal. We'll go. Connected. Right, 32%, watch. I reach down, switch on the range extender, there we go. Range extender, 100% charge. Now, that is charging the main battery. It adds about roughly 70%. So, in theory, from 32% charge, this could pretty much top it to 95, 100%. If I was stopped now for an hour. Let's do the fast descent now. I've got my front light on. Yeah. Back light. Yeah. Go. Let's see what sort of speeds we can get up to safely. I'm gonna put this neck warmer over my mouth. Right, here we go. Big ring. Got up to 33. There's Shutlingslow, the Peak District Matterhorn. Apparently there's a lovely walk from the Macclesfield Forest all the way up to that peak. Oh, I'm cross-chaining. Don't do that, Leon. I slowed down because I didn't know where that van was going, and he indicated when he got to the corner. The little things like that get on your nerves. He knew he was turning left way before the corner, surely. Right, that maxed out 37 miles an hour. Now I'm freezing. The sun's gone behind the clouds, shooting down there into a headwind. 37.5 miles an hour. Even my arms with these long sleeves on, I've got to chill. Red light. Fiddle Road wasn't my last pro climb of the day. This was, but it's nothing hard. I've got a little bit of fatigue in my leg. Rode twice last week, Tuesday and Friday. Today's Wednesday. Two 12-hour shifts weekend. Spent time with my little one and family, Monday, Tuesday. One ride week this week, but I'm content with that. You can't have everything. I'm grateful for any ride I can fit in to any week. This is my main outlet, my main hobby, or probably my only hobby really. I mean, to be fair, even after a long 12.5 hour, well, I'm out of the house, hello, from 5 to 7 in the morning till 10 to 8 at night. So, not far, 13 hours I'm out of the house. So, even when I'm relaxing when I get in bed, I'll be watching cycling related content on YouTube. It's what I enjoy. I enjoy watching other people going out and enjoying this sport too. I'm talking about the benefits, physical, mental, of getting out in fresh air, visiting places like this. Yeah, I did notice that sign saying emergency road closed. Usually walkers and cyclists are excluded, but I'm going to watch my speed going down this, because you never know. These brakes are rubbish. I mean, yeah, they stop you, but I've had to go down in the drops to get proper leverage of the levers. And then I feel the power of them because the cable actuated. And I'd say the Tiagra, the actuation from the hoods, you've got to have the world's strongest hands. And my hands are not weak, but if you go to the bottom of the lever, you get the full pull of the cable. Very breezy coming down there. It's probably a wind tunnel. We should get our first view of Trentabank Reservoir in a minute. Road liable to flooding, eh? After all that talk of drought not so long ago, how things change. This is Macclesfield Forest. Some people enjoying walking. The outdoors is for everyone. Walkers, hikers, mountain bikers, road cyclists. You name it. As long as you respect the environment, pick up your dog poo, don't drop snack bars, gels, bottles of water. Leave it as you find it. Same with your wild camping. Leave no trace. Let's have a look. Here we go, Trentabank, Henry. The reservoir is starting to fill up, nowhere near maximum. About to go downhill. There's Trentabank car park, Macclesfield Forest. There's a lot of cars parked up. Guy's got his door open, so I'm hoping the car doesn't fly round that corner towards me now. Move over. Sweep round the corner. There we go. See? People in powerful cars, they don't think people are going to be coming round the corner. These two are taking up my 3/4 of the road. And wow, that's filled up loads since the last time I was here in August. So they soon recover. My main battery's being charged because on this flat I'm doing 17.2, 17.5 miles an hour. In fact, it's 1% incline, but I'm maintaining over 17 miles an hour, which means my bike's getting trickle charged off this bottle battery. Even after a few years, I find it such a strange system, how they can't just work together. Apparently it's because the range extender can't supply the right amount of volts to the motor. Yet Specialised, their range extender can, and it's smaller, more compact, And I'm sure their motor is 42 volts, not 36, so no excuses. Right, heading towards Sutton Lane Ends. Or is it Langley first? Langley, I think. And then into Macclesfield. It's 10 to 3. I could probably just sneak in a sneaky coffee. Woohoo! My word! Wow! Wow, wow, wow! That was quick. That was exhilarating. You've got to trust in your own abilities. What speeds are safe for you as a cyclist. Also depends on the bike, how stable it is, the width of the tyres. You learn to know the power of your brakes, etc. If it doesn't feel safe to you, slow down. Simple as that. Here's Langley. Cruising along 25 miles an hour. Put the radio on. You might be able to pick it up. Talk sport, I think. Trying to keep my speed up, just so my motor's not engaging. And the range extender can do its job of charging up the battery. Although I'm going to stop possibly for 20-30 minutes in Macclesfield. So it'll probably boost up to 50%. And I've not got any hills on the way home, so the chances are I'll be cycling way above 16 miles an hour, even with this heavy range extender. This bike with the range extender is 14.5 kilos, but it's still a road bike. I've still got my fitness, so I can still get this bike up to 20 miles an hour and keep at it on a flat. More so on a good day. probably could do this ride without the range extender, but I don't want to be thinking about battery charge, range anxiety. It's good just to be able to enjoy your ride and not have to think about that. So that's one of the reasons why I've been thinking about getting the either the Orbea again or the new Ribble All-Road SLE, which is the X20 version of my bike. And both of them bikes, the batteries have gone from 250 watt hour to 350 watt hour. And for most of my rides, that's probably more than enough. I mean, if you've got 350 watts, and I do know my stats, this bike's got a 250 watt internal, 208 watt external, so 458 watt hours between the two, give or take. So, on the new bike it's 350, and the external battery is smaller and lighter, the range extender for the X20, and is 171 watt hour. So that is 521 watt hours. 350 plus 171. That's a boost of 71 watt hours on what I've currently got. And apparently the X20 is more powerful in its highest mode, but in eco and sport, and I suppose in turbo as well, it's supposed to be more economical than the X35 motor. Reason being, with a torque sensor, as opposed to just using a cadence sensor, it's not an all or nothing system. It's not, if you set 100 watts for eco, it's not as soon as your motor kicks in, bam, 100 watts like mine is. The more power you put through the pedals, the more the bike knows to give you more watts. And if you're just cruising along at 13 miles an hour, it might only need to give you 50 watts. So, I'm hoping the range on the new bike, when I finally get round, even without the range extender, is fantastic. Right, just going down into Mac and turn you off. I've been to Macclesfield, hot chocolate, gingerbread man, bit of fruit, simple sugars, ideal for on the bike, not what I consume in my everyday life. Off the bike, I should say. So, refueled, a bit warmer, and that should power me on. Oh, and I finished half a protein bar that I had left from early in the ride. I've still got a chocolate bar and one more gel in my bag for emergencies. Probably won't need them. was thinking about staying on this road for the majority of the way home. Having second thoughts, seeing that the traffic is building up now. Could go on more. Seeing it back lanes. It should be quieter. Maybe a bit slower. Bloody hell, that's a pothole and a half. If that filled with rain, you could have a bath. I think my chain, especially in the big ring, is starting to sound a little dry, a little noisy, I should say. So I'm going to top up the Silka wax with some of their super secret drip, because the chain's still clean. Nice big dollop on each link. And that should be nice and quiet until the next time I deep clean it. Strangely, the chain sounds lovely and quiet in the small ring. Bike shop said it could be the fact that I've got a SRAM chain on a Shimano cassette. Who knows? Everyone's in a rush, risk taking now, which don't bode well for cyclists. It's the worst time of day to be on major roads, and people are tired and they want to go home from work. And I soon shoot on this flat road over, I'm doing 21 miles an hour. $21.5. And the road is pretty flat. 0%, completely flat. If it was earlier, an hour and a half ago, I would have stuck on this and got home in a quicker route, but I just don't feel safe. We're going through Henbury on the outskirts of Broken Cross, outside of Macclesfield. And this is a major A road, and I'm going to turn off it. It's a shame, because you can get serious miles in quick time on this road. It's very quick, very flat. me. Back up to 19 miles an hour. No, I've changed my mind. I'm staying on it. I'm sticking with it. I want to get home. I told my partner I'd take a quicker route home. Very quick, 23 miles an hour. I made some very quick progress going this way. My average speed was shoot up after being up in the hills. Put my neck warmer over my mouth while I'm going at this speed to keep my face warm. Still over 24 miles an hour. There's a few uneven sections, and when you're doing 25 miles an hour and cars are thinking they can close past you, that's where problems can arise. And all this time since I've left Macclesfield, my internal battery's been able to get charged because no motor is used. at 17, 18, 20 miles an hour plus. Potentially, I could end up with a fully charged internal battery. But from when I do stop at the traffic lights and when I do it the odd bit of a hill, and because I've already been out for more than 2 hours and it's cold, I'm going to keep my bike in sport mode, which is the middle level of assist. So I will be using it like on this now, but I'm still doing 18 miles an hour. 17, 16. Right, I've just felt the motor. And it's helped me get over the top of that at 15. And I'll soon be back over like I am now, where the battery's on charge again. Every time the motor kicks in, the internal battery stops getting charged off the range extender. Not only can I see on my head unit with the Garmin Varia radar, I can see vehicles approaching. I still like to give them a visual look. You can see sometimes how they change their approach or how close they are to you if you give them a quick look. It's not easy when you're cycling on your own. You never get to drafts anybody else. I mean, I'm 28 miles into a ride, I've done a lot of hills, yet I'm cruising at 20 miles an hour with a 14.5 kilogram bike. So, not too shabby really. Straight up to 18 miles an hour. I remember doing this route in the summer when it was 35 degrees on this road. I think I'd been to Buxton in the morning, up on the Cat and Fiddle Road. So that day, I set off with a full bike bottle, 750ml, got to Buxton, had a coffee, went to St Anne's Well, refilled my bike bottle with electrolytes, another 750ml, up on the Cat and Fiddle Road, down into Macclesfield, got a sandwich from Greg's, bought another bottle of water and refilled my bike bottle, and by the time I got home I drank all that. Over 2.5 litres of fluids in like 3.5 hours. And then probably, I think I went home and got a recovery shake straight away. I wouldn't say I'm comfortable on this road. Cars passing me at 40, 50 miles an hour. But I've probably saved myself a good 4 miles on my route. I've hit 40 miles today. I'd be content. With the hills as well. Not too shabby, nice little workout. .5 miles an hour, maintaining a reasonably good speed, up to 19. Speed up slightly. I'm not going to go mad. Here we go. 19. So, 19 miles an hour. You soon eat miles up at this speed. Although carrying a heavier bike with the range extender, pushing 18, 19, 20 miles an hour, you soon feel it. And where I tend to feel it is not necessarily in my legs, it's my overall energy levels. I get to the point where I'd be thinking, with 10 miles to go, shall I have another gel? And probably will be a good idea today. Wow, it's only when I slow down at the junction that I go under 16 miles an hour and I get a tiny little boost from the motor. He shot up without looking, didn't he? Barely a look. Whew. 16 miles an hour. Slight uphill. Up to 17. Right, I'll see you in a bit. Finally off that massive A road. That A road goes from Macclesfield to Knutsford. I'm 31 miles in. Quickly check on battery health, life, levels. get there eventually. We're on almost 60% internal, and that was 32 when I got to Macclesfield off the hills. 59 internal, 40 range extender. So absolutely loads. So we got off that A road, we're on some more quieter back lanes. Yeah, you still get the odd car going quickly. But on that big road, it was like felt like every 5-10 seconds, a vehicle flying past you, 40-50 miles an hour. To be fair, most of them give me at least 5 foot. Doing 18 miles an hour still. I can feel the headwind and it's bloody cold. It's 13 degrees now. It's 4 o'clock. Sun goes down at 6:14 today, according to the Garmin. But temperatures have definitely dropped. Another reason why I wanted to get home ASAP. Manchester Airport, right near the tunnels. Just gone past the Honeybee and the Cheshire Smokehouse, and got a bit of a quick descent. Prefer to go down this on a quieter part of the day, but the road's in theory wide enough for people to pass safely, but my speed's going to go up considerably, and so are theirs. I should get up to about 30. I'm not pedalling. Straight over 30 miles an hour. About to go through the tunnels, and then I'll be pretty close to where I live, on the border of Cheshire and Manchester. Miles in, internal battery is just under 60%, range extender of 24. So I'll probably let the range extender run out if it doesn't run out before I get home. And as long as my bike's over 50% charge, I can just leave it for the next ride, next week. And then what I'll do is I'll top the range extender up to over 75%. a little bit of sore neck and shoulders today. I think it's because I got my body into an aero position, but I'm always conscious with these being video glasses that I need to lift my head up a little bit more than what feels natural to record the road ahead instead of the floor. But I might have to think twice about doing that in certain riding conditions. If I'm going on a quick downhill, I don't mind lifting my head up higher, because if you lose 1 or 2 miles an hour when you're over 30 miles an hour, it don't really matter. But if you're trying to maintain 20 miles an hour and keeping your head up to look ahead, yeah, my neck's just a little bit stiff and my shoulders. So I'm sitting up straight through these tunnels, and I might keep on the top bar up this gradual incline towards Manchester Airport. I've got it in sport, the middle mode, gradual incline. I'm on the cusp of the motor kicking in and out because I'm doing 15.9. It's probably 1 or 2% incline. 16.1 miles an hour, no help from the motor. I mean, really, I should slow down slightly and get some assistance, which I'm going to do now. 15.5. Going up a 2% incline on a 14.5 kilo bike, but still doing over 16, getting no help from the mower, defeats the object, I suppose. I think I'm just burning my last bits of energy off in my legs. I always like to feel like when you go home that you've given everything physically. I'm not crossing all these major roads. I'm going behind the factories down the old lane towards Hale Barnes, Sunbank Lane. I can smell gas. Really strong chemical smell. Still doing 16. Average speed today is around 15 miles an hour. Fastest speed 36.3. These people are coming out of here, they're not even looking right. Do you know when you watch someone and you see them chat left? I suppose you don't really get a lot of cars coming the other way, this way. Well, I've got my daytime lights on, front and back, as well as my rear helmet flashing light. little bit of sunlight. It's always nice. You get a load of these Manchester Airport bogus car park companies who take money off people and then dump the cars in fields round here. And people come back sometimes and the cars are damaged or the cars are not even there at all. Literally just crooks. Still got 300ml. If I don't drink it all before I get home, I'll finish it off. It's got electrolytes in that. Even during the winter, all year round. If you're exercising and you're expending a lot of energy, for me it's not just about replenishing what you lose when you sweat. Your muscles will perform better with the right mineral balance. When this time of year when the sunlight is low, sometimes it can become a bit of a hazard. So slow down before speeding back up down these corners. Gonna cross over the M56. Going southbound. There we go. Towards Wales and Chester. That way towards Manchester City Centre. He was hoping he could just go straight out there, weren't he? As a cyclist, you can predict at what points a day people are more likely to take risks. Mainly first thing in the morning and any time between 4 and 7 PM. Sometimes around 3 o'clock people going to pick the kids up is another time. You just got to be mindful of people rushing. And when people are rushing, your safety is not a priority. Unfortunately, it's just the way it is. I'm nearly home. just on the back lanes, about half a mile away from the destination, and I'm 42 miles in. I've cut off a couple of miles by adjusting my route today. Temperatures were dropping, time was getting on. I'm happy with 40, probably going to be 42 and a half, 43 miles in the end. And for me, mid-October, 40 odd miles, up in the Peak District, up on the Cat and Fiddle, Macclesfield Forest, that's for me, that's a job done. Some more miles ticked off for the year. I think I'm around 100 miles short of my yearly record, and I'm hoping to beat that, to go clear of my yearly record by the end of the month, and then we'll see where November, December takes us. I've stayed clear of injury and illness. I was hoping that I could beat my yearly... Sorry? Start again. I was hoping I could beat my longest ever ride this year. Never got round to it. There was rides in Yorkshire, in the Lake District I wanted to do, never got round to it. But I've still got plenty of miles in. And one of my objectives for this year, after buying the specialised electric hybrid, was to get my son out riding. And I wouldn't be surprised if he clocked up close to 1,000 miles this year with me, so if that means some of my targets were not met, some of these rides like Cragvale, Haworth, Fleet Moss, Great Dunfell, some big rides in Wales that I've been wanting to do. I've got plenty and plenty of rides that I'm hoping to get done in the next few years. And I suppose if you do it all now, where do you go next? Other than cycle abroad, which I've never done. Right, almost home.